Welcome, one and all, to the first installment of the Wide World of Wellness. I'm your host, Elton Christensen. I want to begin this wellness series by talking about trauma. Trauma is an everyday occurrence. I see it more and more, not just in my practice, but in the world around us. Trauma happens everywhere. You turn on the news, traumatic events are happening to other people. And in that, we have a tendency to minimize our own trauma. Trauma is a universal experience. It affects every single person at some level, in some form, in some way, at some point in their life. It's inescapable and nobody's immune. It transcends gender, culture, class, worldview. A lot of people come to therapy and they want help managing issues of anxiety, depression, anger, rage, addiction. It's important to get the tools to learn to deal with this, but it's also important, if not more important, to understand where it comes from so that we're not afraid of it anymore. Where does it come from? Well, a lot of people think that, I'm genetically predisposed to this. My parents struggled with this, so that's why I struggle with this, because I just have it in me. It's in my blood. I was born this way. Nobody's born with anxiety. Nobody is born with depression. Nobody is born with an addiction. Something happened. Whatever that was, I don't know. That's where trauma comes in. When people think of trauma, they think of, war veterans, Holocaust survivors, survivors of the residential school system, sexual assault survivors. Yeah, that's trauma. That's big trauma. But trauma happens at so many different levels. Trauma could be the loss of a loved one. It could be the loss of a pet. It could be an emotionally abusive relationship. Trauma could be a car accident. Anything. And we have a tendency to minimize it or deny that it was even traumatic. Oh, that wasn't traumatic. You want to see traumatic? That guy over there, that's trauma. I have no right to complain. Yeah, you do. Trauma sucks. And the first step to dealing with it is to talk about it. Talk to somebody. Talk to anybody. Talk to a friend. Talk to a relative. Talk to a family member. Talk to a religious figure. Talk to an elder, or just schedule an appointment with a therapist. The worst thing you can do is try to do it alone. Everybody is struggling. Everybody has trauma, or everybody at some point will have trauma. And in that, we can all learn to empathize with one another. Remember, there's a wide world of wellness to explore. So find your path.